Hello everyone, in today's lesson we are going to learn how to format our presentation. Now formatting our presentation, we are going to divide it into two separate videos in which we'll first learn how to format our presentation using the font section or the fonts group, and then the second video we are going to also format our presentation using the paragraph grouping. So with that said, in this specific video we'll be dealing with the fonts group for now. So in formatting our presentation, let's say you are done with your presentation and now you just want to polish it up and make it look more presentable. There are a couple of things you could do to format it, making it more formal and more presentable. One of those is then using the font type. Now the font type is simply a group of different types of fonts which you can use. Let me show you what I mean. So for instance, if you want to change this specific font type, all you have to do is come to the font type panel and click on the drop down button here. Clicking on it will give you access to hundreds of different types of fonts. So you can browse through the types of fonts and select the best one that suits your presentation. So for this example, I'm going to select this group of letters, and then I'm going to use one of the font types here. I think the Algerian will look nicer, so I'm going to select the Algerian as my font type. As my font type. So now that's how easy it is in selecting your font type. So in case you wanted to use a different type of font type, just come down here and go through the types of fonts and then select the one that best fits your presentation. So for me, I think the Algerian does it for me, and I'm going to leave it here. Right. So moving on to the next part of formatting, let's talk about font size. Font size has to do with the size of the fonts. You can see this part of our lettering it appears bigger compared to the lower part. So that's when font size comes in. The font size is simply a functionality that helps you to increase or decrease the size of the font. So for instance, if I wanted to change the font size of this sentence, I'll just have to highlight it and then come over to the font size panel. Within the drop down menu will give me different numbers, then I'll select from them. Smaller numbers will give you smaller font sizes, as you can see. So the bigger the number, the bigger the font size. The bigger the number, the bigger the font size. Alright, so I'm going to leave it at, I think 16 appears too small, so I'll leave it at, let's say 24. I'll leave it at 24. Good. So that's just how you change the font type and then the font size. Let's add font color. Now we've created our presentation and we want the color of the text to appear different. To achieve this, you'd have to select the sentence you want to change its color, then you come to font color down here, click on the drop down button and then select the different types of colors you have. So I'm going to select red as our font color, and that's just how it is in selecting font colors. Select the sentence, come to font color, click on the drop down button and then select the color that best suited for you. So that's how it is in selecting the font color to change the color of your fonts in your presentation. Now these guys are nothing new. We talked about them in our Microsoft Word from beginners to advanced course back then. If you've actually not watched it, you can go ahead and check it out. It's also a very nice course. So these guys are simply going to either bold it and make it more defined, make it more prominent. For instance, if I should click on it, it makes our our lettering appeared more thicker or pronounced. So I'm going to deselect it and send it back to its normal. If I wanted to slant it a bit, I could use the italic command to make our work slanted. So I'm going to deselect it. So if you click this way and you're okay with it, you can click away and then it's going to be slanted for you. So I'm going to change it back to its normal like this. And then the same thing applies to underline. Underline is going to do what it says. It's just going to put a line below your letterings. So clicking on it is going to make it look like this. And then if you want to deselect it, all you have to do is click it again. And as I take note, as I hover my mouse over these commands, we have the shortcut versions of the bold, shortcut version of the italic, and the shortcut version of the underline. So Control plus U will do the same. So using the shortcut, I could press Control on my keyboard and press U to underline my text. I could also press Control again and press I to italize my text. I could press Control and press B to make my text appear bolder. I'm going to remove all those things, I, B, and send it back to its normal form. That's just how you use these guys over here. Now, this is a new command that has been added to the fonts group. Initially, it was in design, but I think Microsoft Office 2016, 19, and 2024 now features this button here. It only adds some form of a shadow to your presentation, making it more professional. For instance, if I should put a shadow here, it appears, you might not see it well, but it appears better compared to it without the shadow. So that's about that. Moving on to the text, the change cases. Now, for instance, in changing the case of your presentation, for instance, you can see that this is a sentence that starts with a capital letter and then the rest are preceded with small letters. Now, let's say in our presentation, we wanted everything to be in capital letters. We can't afford to cancel the whole thing like this and then start typing everything in capital letters. No. Microsoft allows you to use this command over here, change case, to do that for you. So if you wanted everything to be in capital letters, all we have to do is click on the drop down and select uppercase, and everything will be in capital letters. If you wanted everything to be small, come to small case. If you wanted it to be sentence case, that is beginning with a capital letter, we select sentence case. So I'm going to click on uppercase, and then everything is going to be in capital letters for us. So that's just a brief overview of how you would format your presentation just using the font groups here. In the next video, we are going to talk about formatting our presentation using the paragraph where we'll talk about indenting it, bulleting it, and also stuff like that. So see you in the next tutorial.